Hey folks, my name is Dre. I'm just a regular guy like most of you, and I've been living with my first ever solo DMP A6 for about a year. I just purchased a second one for my home office that where I'm sitting at right now. And I'm not a actual audio reviewer or anything like that. I'm just a guy who's been, I would say, an audio enthusiast since growing up from the '60s, '70s to my college years in the '80s, and on to today's life. Now that I'm in my '60s, to talk about the Eversolo, I'm gonna put it very plain. We hear a lot of reviews about it. We hear all the specs and all this kind of different stuff. And now you have when the A6 first came out, they had the Master Edition come out within about a month or so later. And now, what, 6 months ago, the A8 came out and all this kind of stuff. Well, I'm like most of you, I like to hear things instead of just telling me about the specs. Because I can tell a lot of people, a lot of it is not so much about the individual device, unit, or whatever you want to category or name you want to put on it. It's the makeup of all the things that reproduces the sound that is fed through it. And we'll start with the sound itself. No matter how good your equipment is, how great speakers you may have, how expensive the wiring you may have, all that kind of good stuff, none of that will help a bad recording, a poor transfer, or just a bad master. I don't care what format you play it at. We are now fully engulfed in the digital age of all of our music. So if it's a bad master, it's simply that. No matter if you play it in FLAC, DSD, or whatever format you choose, a bad transfer from a bad master is going to equal trash come out of whatever system it is. So we got that out the way. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about the DAC and the chips and the memory and everything else. This thing is set up just like my other one. If you see my other videos, it has the 2 terabyte uh, NV SSD in it. Has all my music stored on it locally, and it also I have it hooked up through my network in my house. So if anything transfers or fails, I have a backup system for all the music that I do have. So I'm not dependent upon what's just in the unit itself or any one source. Everything backs up each other, which I advise to everyone. Do that if you're big about keeping your collection intact. As of today, I don't own any more CDs. I got rid of I didn't get rid of my, I gave all my CDs to my local Salvation Army about, I would say 5 or 6 years ago. I put everything on hard drives. At the time, I put it on external hard drives. Still have an external hard drive, my server in my garage. I also have a NAS, 8 terabyte NAS that has all my music and photos on it. And in this system, it is like the one in the family room. Getting back to at hand, I'm gonna play some tracks off of my Epidemic Sound account. As you see in my shirt here, Recovery One Drones, that is my drone business. So I use a lot of music, royalty free music from different sources. Epidemic Sound, I have what we call a commercial account. So I'm able to use the music off that even on this video and put it on YouTube without getting any strikes. And like I said, Epidemic Sound, most of the artists on there create their music. The vast majority of it is electronic. Even when you hear what is supposed to be acoustic type instruments, if you listen carefully, you will hear the electronic reproduction of a cymbal or obviously the drum beats and things of this nature, which I go back to that time. Now, for me, the Ever Solo hits the sweet spot on a lot of different ways, on a lot of different levels. The first level is album art. I grew up on album art, and like I say, I'm from the late baby boomer era, where buying an album you spent your time listening on the record player, looking at the album art front and back, and whatever else they might have been folded out. That was even better for hours on end. Even back in my day, growing up through the '60s, through my junior high and high school years in the '70s, and into college, we did listening parties where you got the latest record recording from whoever artist that you fancy, and you invited your friends or whatever, and you had listening parties. Today we have watch parties where you get the big screen TV, projector, whatever, and we watch the big game or whatever boxing event and everything else. Invite the family and friends over, turns to a big old party to watch the event. So those days of listening parties are long gone beyond us. But like I say, I'm that old. I'm in my 60s now, and I still get a thrill of looking at album art. That's my first thing that caught my attention. The second thing, obviously, is the built-in storage that you can have in it, and the ability for it to be as flexible to do a lot of streaming from various different platforms. Even though I don't do a lot of streaming myself, I only have an Amazon account, so I don't use the Tidal or Spotify and Cubas and everybody else on there. Don't don't use them. Not a big deal to me, because most of the music I listen to that I like to listen to is music I grew up on. And that's for most of us, especially got people around my age. We like the music we grew up on. So everything from Motown sound, the rock area, Jimi Hendrix, and into the '70s, and when I turned and heard my first P-Funk, Funkadelic song in the early '70s, and then the massive groups from that point on to Steely Dan and others groups and so forth. So my range of music crosses from every genre that is out there. So my collection reflects that. I have everything from soul and R&B. I call it the Motown stuff. I call it just straight soul. I have rock. I have a large jazz collection. Like you say, we see behind me, we got Miles Davis on the screen right now. So, like I say, what I'm going to do here is play two samples, not just two songs, but two different samples so you can hear the quality of the playback. And when I say the quality of the playback, because this is in my home office, this is basically all the gear that has been filtered out of the family room system and so forth back here. Like I said, we got a Pioneer Elite LX VSX LX 103 AVR. Okay, nothing to write home about. It's great for this 10 by 10 room. Gives me sufficient power that I need. The Blu-ray player is a Pioneer 85 FD. Okay, sitting on top of that is the Solo a DMP A6. Everything's plugged into the Paramax power bank. Everything goes through the Polk audio speakers, and the speakers, the top center channel is a C10, the real nice one, and then the left and right only run a 3.1 system. When I play music, I don't use the sub, but the left and right are some 2007 Polk Audio R50 towers. Okay, so that's what we got made up here. And I just want to let you guys hear what it is and just let you know you can get quality sound without spending a ton of money. Okay, so I always say, hang on, enjoy the ride, listen, leave some comments. We'll talk about some things and whatever you want to talk about, you know, criticize, whatever it is, may be, praise. I'm all game for it all. Okay, so just enjoy. Thanks.
the end of the weekend, but I still wanna turn up. Yeah, I still wanna turn up. All I want is to go again, but you ain't picking your phone up. Why you messing my head up? Any night, any day, let me take you away. All I need is just saying yeah, 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 yeah. Better nights, better days, when you're here with me, babe. Cause you're all that I crave, so I wonder, where are you? Don't hide away from me when I need you most. We got love guaranteed, and I have to know, say, don't be so hard to reach. Just pick up your phone, tell me where you'll be, cause I gotta know. Let me know when you're ready, cause I made reservations. Too many invitations, and the last night was heavy. I need communication. Tell me where's your location. Used to talk 24/7, every other second, just to make sure we were up to date. Now it's closer to 11, and I ain't hearing nothing. I just need to know that you're okay. Don't hide away from me when I need you most. We got love guaranteed, and I have to know, say, don't be so hard to reach. Just pick up your phone, tell me where you'll be, cause I gotta know. Any night, any day, let me take you away. All I need is you saying yeah, yeah, yeah. Better nights, better days, when you're here with me, babe. Cause you're all I crave, so I wonder, where are you? Baby, don't hide away from me when I need you most. We got love guaranteed, and I have